What's the wildest thing a 3 a.m. "You up?" text led to? It started with my phone buzzing at 3:17 a.m. on a Tuesday. Unknown number. "You up? This is going to sound crazy, but I think someone's trying to kill me." Most people would ignore that. But 6 months earlier, my best friend died in what police called a suicide. I knew better. Casey would never have jumped. She was terrified of heights. The week before her death, she'd been acting paranoid, checking over her shoulder, whispering about dangerous discoveries at Biodyne Labs. I'd spent months pestering detectives. They brushed me off every time. Depressed young woman, classic case. But Casey wasn't depressed. She was scared. "Who is this?" I typed back. "Vera. I worked with Casey at Biodyne Labs. She gave me your number before she died. Said if anything happened to her, contact you." My blood went cold. Casey had never mentioned a Vera. "Meet me at Rosie's Diner on 5th Street, 20 minutes. When I arrived, a woman in her 30s sat in the corner booth, constantly checking windows, dark circles under her eyes, fingers drumming nervously. "Casey's friend?" she asked as I slid in. I nodded. "You look terrified." "Because I am." Vera pulled out a manila envelope with trembling hands. Inside were lab reports, internal emails, and photographs that made my stomach drop. Biodyne had been falsifying safety data on their new antidepressant Serenex. The drug caused severe seizures in 23% of test subjects during Phase 2 trials. Instead of stopping, they'd buried the results and moved to Phase 3. 37 people had seizures, Vera whispered. Casey documented everything. When she tried to report it internally, they transferred her. When she kept pushing, they fired her. She never told me she was fired. She was embarrassed, but she didn't stop investigating. The night she died, she'd called me panicked, said someone had been following her car. Why not go to the police? Vera's laugh was bitter. Biodyne's CEO is Chief Patterson's brother-in-law. Half the city council owns stock. Casey tried filing FDA complaints, but they never made it through. That's when I understood why Casey had given Vera my number. My uncle ran the biggest newspaper in the neighboring county, outside Patterson's influence. "My apartment was ransacked tonight," Vera continued. "They took everything, but I'd hidden these documents in storage. Nothing's going to happen," I said firmly. "We're ending this tonight." I drove Vera to my uncle's house and called him from the car. Within 30 minutes, we were sitting in his kitchen while he reviewed the documents. His face grew darker with each page. "This is criminal," he said. "Mass poisoning. This drug will be prescribed to millions. Can you run it? Front page. But they'll come after you both hard." 3 days later, his newspaper ran a devastating expose. The FBI opened an investigation within hours. Biodyne's stock crashed 60%. The real satisfaction came when Chief Patterson was forced to resign after internal affairs discovered he'd suppressed evidence in Casey's case. Security cameras from a nearby business showed 2 men dragging her to that bridge at 2:47 a.m. Those men were Biodyne security contractors. They're now serving life sentences. Vera testified before a grand jury and entered witness protection. Before leaving town, she met me at Casey's grave. "She'd be proud," Vera said, placing white roses on the headstone. "I visit Casey's grave every month now. Last time, I left a newspaper clipping about Biodyne's bankruptcy and Brandon Patterson's 25-year federal sentence. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I'd ignored that 3 a.m. text. But Casey always said the most important calls come when you least expect them. She was right about everything.